What have I always said? Get up and make your bed. Welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. Two hands and a foot. We won't tell you who's who. Before we get into it today, go ahead and do some things for me. Click that like button, click that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and then please, 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 let's get big with this. Share this with all your friends. Let them know that this is an awesome channel to get into. Now, let's get into it. I have been waiting for this for a long time. I'm excited about it. I hope you're going to get excited about it once you see what we're about to do. A book review. Now, I know. Oh my gosh. I hated book reviews in school is what is going through your head right now. I hated book reviews. I hated book reviews. I hated book reviews. But this, one, is an awesome book. And two, I am not by myself. So joining me today, all the way from Topeka, Kansas tonight, is my good friend, Eric Whedon. Whedon, thanks for stopping by Two Hands and a Foot. How you doing?
Doing just fine, Mac. How you doing tonight?
I am doing awesome. It's Army training, so it's always awesome, man. Always awesome.
Always fun.
So, Whedon, what I got for our guests is going to be so cool. They're a little bit into it. We're going to do a book review on this book that we came across titled Make Your Bed, Little Things That Can Change Your Life and Maybe the World by United States Navy retired Admiral William H. McRaven. So before we get into the actual book review, we're going to let everybody know what kind of how it came about. So in 2014, Admiral McRaven did a commencement speech for the University of Texas. He graduated there way back in the day, and that's he went to ROTC and commissioned into the Navy at that point in time. But he went back and did the commencement speech in 2014, and in that speech, he gives 10 life lessons that he lives by that helps him through his life. It helped him through his military career and life in general. And he gave these 10 lessons in a speech. And for those of you who are worrying, in the description box will be the link to that speech so you can watch it. Well, here's what I suggest. Go out and buy this book. It's not too expensive. Go out and buy this book and follow along with us as we go through this book review. So you ready to get into it, Whedon?
Let's do it.
Awesome. Chapter 1. If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. That's the coolest statement in the world, man. I don't think I can pull that off. Like I couldn't just make that my quote. Like a 4-star admiral, that's the guy that makes that quote, that makes that statement real. So I love that he starts off with that. So the chapter goes over an inspection, a military inspection. You and I know what that's like, a military inspection. Mm-hmm. So he's in training and his senior instructor is coming through and he gets inspected. His uniform gets inspection, his locker gets inspected, his bunk gets inspected, he gets inspected, and then they move on to the next sailor. So he gives us this picture, this mental image of what he's living in. And it's his bunk. He's in a room, he's in a bay with 4 other officers and part of his class. And in his room is his bunk and his locker that he can hang his uniforms in. That's it. And so right. the thing I take away from that is simplicity. Simplicity. And like even here where I'm at, yeah, I've got a bunk and I've got a dresser that I can put my clothes in and something to hang my uniforms on. But I've also got a desk. I've got a mini fridge. I've got a microwave. I've got a TV. And
with cable.
It's with free cable. You know, I can watch the History Channel all I want, man. All I want, I can watch the History Channel and American Pickers on reruns. We can go
absolutely.
So, but you know, the simplicity of it all. The all he had was his bunk to sleep on and something to hold the clothes that he puts on his back. And where that brings me to is it reminds me of the important things in life. You know, we sit here and oftentimes all of us have succumbed to it. Some of us a few times, some of us a bunch, some of us still struggle with it, is that we get overwhelmed with the things that truly don't matter. Am I saying that having a 42-inch TV is a bad thing? No. Am I saying having a laptop or a microwave or a nice car or a PlayStation is a bad thing? No. But what I am saying is that when we get mad over, a glass falling off the table, because one of our kids bumped the table and breaking on the floor, is that really important? The glass really important? Or is our relationship with our child important? And so the simplicity part of it brings me back to that reality, that there are things that are way more important in life than the possessions that we own. And so if we keep that perspective, one, I think we'll be better stewards of the things we do own, but then also the things that are more important, like the relationships in our lives, our spouse, our children, our coworkers, our friends, extended family members, those times with them will be more meaningful. That's what I like about that simplicity part of it. So it's good to be reminded of that from time to time. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. Just knowing that most of the things that we enjoy and actually take for granted these days, it's not necessary. All you need is clothes on your back, place to lay your head, and those that are close to you and the ability to take care of them. That's it.
Exactly. We'll talk about the people that are closest to you next time, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Get into that one.
We will. So second thing I enjoyed about this chapter was he wrote this. Now this is after the inspection's taken place, and he writes this. Swinging around to face me, speaking of the instructor looked me in the eye and nodded. He never said a word. Making my bed correctly was not going to be an opportunity for praise. It was expected of me. It was my first task of the day, and doing it right was important. Wow. There's a lot of meat on that bone right there.
Oh, yeah.
And so it wasn't a task to be praised. It was expected. Doing the little things right is expected. And so it's important. It's the first task of the day. Now, I advocate for making your bed. One, it's clean and all that kind of good stuff. And I'll admit, it's not the first thing I do every morning. But it's close. It's in my top things that I do the first off of the morning. My first thing that I do in the morning is I have devotions for my faith. I go do PT, take a shower and change, and then I make my bed, and then I make my coffee for work. But that is part of my early morning first things I do in the morning is making my bed. The simple thing of doing something correct, doing something right, doing something to be proud of first thing in the morning. Which leads me to the third part, which is relative to the chapter. I'm going to read something from the speech that he spoke about regarding that chapter. He says, and if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you the encouragement that tomorrow will be better. So I can do all my things first thing in the morning, and I can be proud of all of that, and that can get me in a good mood to go to work. I can't guarantee what work's going to be like, but I can guarantee my attitude going into work is positive, and that can be a good start to the day. And even if I have a miserable day at work, and then after work nothing good happens either, before I hit my bed at night, I can see my bed and be reminded of the little things I did right to start my day that I can be proud of, and I can go, you know what? Tomorrow I can do that and start again. I love that about that chapter is the simplicity of it, and the fact that doing the little things and the right things can propel you to do good, but also help you overcome negative. So absolutely. That's chapter one. If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. So doing those little things. So I know you've got a little one.
Yes.
Just turned one, right?
She turned one back in April. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So getting those little things right now is going to help you for when that little one, as you know, is going to start walking.
We're already really close to that. So close.
And doing those things where, when you used to be able to put that baby in the car seat and leave it on the bed and go to the bathroom and then come back and the baby is still there. and then to the point where when the baby gets old enough to, like, you put him on the edge of the bed, stay here, you go to the bathroom, come back, that baby's already colored the downstairs green.
Yep.
Those things, getting you prepared for it now by doing the little right things and making sure that simplicity in life. I'm reminded of I think I've shown you the picture, and if I can find it, I'll put it up for everyone to see. I'll put it up here in the edit, and of the picture of my beard before I came to this unit that we're in. And sometimes you got to be uncomfortable because, and that's doing, the simplicity of life. My daughter was turning 13 and she wanted to dye my beard. And I'm like, nah, not going to happen. Can't, no, it stays as glorious as it is. And then I thought to myself, nah, I can't do that. And she wanted to dye it like hot pink with glitter. And I was like,
of course.
How about we compromise? How about a purple? So, because my beard comes out red, comes out a good deep red. I got the Scottish roots in me, and so we went to the store and we got purple hair dye. And for her 13th birthday, we dyed my beard purple. And the relationship that I gained with my daughter, because I allowed myself to be uncomfortable by having a purple beard, walking around in public with a purple beard, was far more important and far more worth it than not doing it and keeping my so-called pride.
Right.
So that's the thing that I like about that first chapter is doing the right things, the little things, the things that bring about what I would call, or I'm going to use the word simplicity to cover all the things that are important in life, that are more important than even my own comfort. So that's the snippet for chapter 1. I thought it was a great chapter. I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Absolutely. I can't wait to get farther into this book. There's a whole lot of good.
Whole lot of good. So, anything you want to say about chapter 1?
Just as a little aside, the training he was in was specifically for SEALs. So he was going for tier 1 operator level. So that standard is above even what you and I would be used to in our inspection through our training.
Yeah, definitely.
We were very basic, borderline. He goes into, did you bounce the quarter off of it? I don't know about you. I didn't quite go that deep. I had to have it made right, but it didn't have to be pulled quite that tight.
Yeah, no, not that quite that tight. So yeah, it was definitely an experience for those who've gone through something similar to it. But yeah, going through with that on the line, like basic and AIT, it's not the most challenging thing in the world, but it is a difficult thing for a lot of people because they're not used to that kind of a style of thinking. And so once you figure out that style of thinking and maneuvering, you can get through it. It is physically challenging. It's made to do so.
Absolutely.
But the stakes are a whole lot higher for him, I think.
At that point, absolutely, they were.
Exactly. He's going into specialized training for a top-notch military unit. And it ended up being a 37-year career. And, and so using these small principles from early on in life through the SEAL training all the way through being a 4-star admiral. Crazy. So guys and gals, that is chapter 1 for you of Make Your Bed, little things that can change your life and maybe the world. Again, I'm joined by my awesome and good friend, Eric Whedon. Whedon, thanks for coming by. I look forward to how this is going to happen, guys and gals, is I've got chapter 1, so I've got the odds. Whedon's going to come on next time with chapter 2. So to give you a little preview, chapter 2's title is is or the phrase for chapter 2 is, if you want to change the world, find someone to help you paddle. So think about that. Go get the book, like I said, and follow along with us, or get the audiobook and listen to it, or what have you. But this is going to be an enjoyable book. Whedon, I am looking forward to what we have next time too.
Oh, absolutely. Can't wait.
All right. So everybody, again, everything that we've discussed, I'm going to put links in the description for. If you haven't already, go ahead and follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter. And then we will catch you on the flip side.